Hi, witches. I'm having a hard day today. Um, I'm feeling a lot of grief, a lot of fear, and a lot of rage coming through from the collective. And it's tough. It's tough. I have a lot of my own feelings about today and what the next 4 years are going to look like, but also what this coming week is going to look like for a lot of families. Trump has made it very clear that the ICE raids are going to start tomorrow, and they're starting in Chicago, and then Miami and Los Angeles, and then New York, and probably in cities in New Jersey, where I am too, eventually. And I am so deeply saddened by this and by the unbelievable fact that families are going to be ripped apart, which is one of the most traumatic things that anybody can go through, especially a kid. And so when I don't know what to do, I turn to magic. And I don't do baneful magic yet. It's just not something that calls to me yet. But if you practice baneful magic or gray magic, or I support you in times like these. You gotta do what you gotta do. Not my thing, but God, more power to you. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm going to do a spell for children, and this is a spell of protection and loving guidance for children. And I'm going to focus this energy on children right now in the US who are living in poverty and who are either undocumented or have parents or family members who are undocumented. So when I was a little girl, being psychic was, and not knowing really that I was psychic, or not knowing how to talk about being psychic, it could be kind of scary, and I would experience things that would put me into places where I felt a lot of fear. And then there would be sometimes this like loving energy would just kind of come in out of nowhere, especially when I was at my most afraid, and it would just seem to kind of lift the fear and give me some comfort. So I'm hoping to direct that kind of energy towards the kids who need it most. I know this is long-winded, but I think it's really important to say that our society centers men, and it has for thousands of years, and that's silly. That's so silly. And I'm going to take it a step further to say that if we centered women instead of men, it would still be silly. You center the young, you center children. Healthy children create healthy, thriving communities. We develop 85% of our brain between the ages of 0 and 3. We develop reasoning and social emotional awareness and all of that stuff in our young years. And that's also when we can develop the most trauma, and traumatized people don't function as well in society. They need a lot more support, and we are creating a society full of traumatized people. So, and that's what it's all I do, you know, all magic, witchcraft, energetics, whatever you want to call it. It's all to help people heal from trauma. So, yeah. Okay, let's begin. So I am using a candle today. One candle, and it can be whatever color you want, whatever color you have. Try not to use the darker colors like black or dark purple, dark blue. But at the same time, it's really important to understand that like it's your intention, like your energy is like the magic, the catalyst behind these spells. So witches are resourceful, so do use what you have on hand, but if you have a choice, go with a lighter color, even orange, pink, yellow, green, you know, something like that. I chose this color, or this is a candle that my daughter picked out at the store, and it's actually called the Mother Candle, so I thought that was like a nice touch, because we're going to be calling out to Mother Goddess today. And Mother Goddess takes many forms. Sometimes she looks like Hecate or Freya, but if there are deities or angels in your practice who you really connect that maternal energy to, you know, use them, call them in. I'm going to be using lemon balm, which is a really happy, playful herb that brings in a lot of joy and lifts grief. It helps us kind of process pain. I'm going to be using rose petals for the heart space to obviously bring in love and support. And roses are also good for grief as well. Comfrey leaf, which is really good for kind of sealing intentions, bringing and holding magic in. It's a good protective herb. I'm going to be using rosemary, which is another beautiful protective herb. And she has a lot of like ancestral and like crone energy to her. We need that like grandmother spirit, I think, in this one. Chamomile, beautiful, light, nervine. It helps us ground, and it's also good for like love and joy. So these are like, you know, mostly I'm using like, again, what I have on hand, but they're like happy, lovely herbs. Lavender is going to bring in a little bit of darkness, a little bit of grief. It's also going to, or like lift a little bit of grief. It's also known as the bridge between the spirit realm and our physical reality. So again, we're going to bridging that gap, bringing in the energetics and calling our ancestors in, and our guides to help us direct this energy towards the kids who are out there who need it. So right away, or first things first, I'm going to cleanse. So I'm using rosemary to cleanse, but whatever is in your practice. And I just kind of cleanse the space. Oh, I have oiled calendula petals, which are beautiful, playful, they're nurturing, they're a great healer, and just a really good, like I said, like a nurturing, fantastic energy. So I'm gonna start with lemon balm, and essentially I'm going to kind of lay the herbs around the candle. You don't have to use too much, just kind of one little scoop. Oops. You know, kind of spread it out so it looks kind of pretty. Not that I care about aesthetics. I have a rosemary treat in my hair, and I was like crying for 20 fucking minutes. Can I say the F word on Instagram? I don't know. I use some rose petals. And again, if you don't have anything like this, you know, any loose herbs at home, you can use whatever you have. Use cinnamon, salt. Again, it's really like the intention that you put behind it, or you can just watch this video and hold the intention of keeping kids safe and hidden from the parties who mean them harm. Some chamomile here. It's going to become like a really nurturing, light, light energy that can really move and really go where it needs to go. Yeah, it's a, childlike energy. Okay, we got comfrey. How do you put comfrey on there? No, I don't think so. Can't put too much, I'm going to take a scoop of rosemary here. See that? Scoop of rosemary. And you could like oil your candle. If you have like a long candle, you could oil it and like roll it in these herbs as well. That would be a beautiful beautiful setup. But like whatever you want to do, right? Because it's you. You're the magical being. You're the witch. You're the creatrix. God, that smells so good. Oh, lavender. I needed that. I think I needed a little of lavender right to my nervous system and settle me down. But it's hard to yeah, I want to ground. I don't want to feel what I'm feeling, but at the same time, we have to make space for the rest of the community that's really grieving right now. Like, even if this doesn't affect me directly, it's not what I want for my community, and it's not what I want for children. That's for sure. And then I'm gonna bring in some crystals too. I work with crystals a lot. If crystals aren't in your practice, no big deal. They're definitely in mine. So I chose carnelian. Carnelian I use it for both the root and sacral chakra, which are the energy points that we really develop when we are young, in our early years. Our root chakra kind of governs our sense of safety and stability and survival. And then when you move up to the sacral, it's like creation and play and the energy behind sexuality and movement and the divine feminine. So I'm bringing in that one, yellow calcite for joy, to bring in that love, bring in that happy energy to strengthen the solar plexus. I'm just going to put that around. Rose quartz, obviously for the heart, for love. And also there's bringing in bloodstone too, which is very healing for the heart space. I have to be honest, I don't know what this is. I think this is agate, but I don't know, but it has been calling me a lot, and so I'm gonna bring it in there, and it feels protective. It feels like when I hold it, my energetic boundaries I feel are very they're grounding, and my energy is grounded into the earth, and I feel really protected. And that's what we need more than anything, is the protection, right? That's the point of the spell. So I'm bringing that in here. And before I begin, I'm just going to set my intention. And I'm going to be calling on Hecate. Hecate, 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 be here now. Lend me your love, your protection, and your energetic guidance. Please protect the children in this country who are the most vulnerable and the most at risk. Hold them in your heavenly arms and in your heart. Keep them hidden from those who seek to hurt them. Keep them protected against violence and separation. walk with them on their journey. Okay. I'm gonna light, and I'm all about fire safety in this house. So normally I would let this just burn all the way down, and I may still do that, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it. And if you have to burn, if you can't let your candle burn all the way down, that's okay. You can blow it out and the spell is still good. Safety first. I don't, yes, we're making magic. Yes, we're making ceremony. Yes, this is ritual, but also safety first. Stuck on there. So yeah, this is the spell. And as the candle burns, I'm just going to surrender and trust that it's going to exactly where it needs to go. I will list out all of the ingredients I used, and that's that. So thank you for being here and for taking the time to set this intention with me and lending your energy to the spell. And you know, when we don't know what to do, we do magic. So let's hold those kids in our hearts today and for as long as they need. Thank you, witches.